All right, worked example 10. In this situation, they've given us the fuel consumption again of this Holden Commodore, and it's also talking about how much he drives in the city each week. We're going to have to work out his weekly consumption. So they've given us how much he's driven, they've given us how much fuel he uses per litre, per 100 kilometres. Then we're going to have to work out his fuel costs. Okay? This is the sort of question they like asking you because you're actually using the maths for a real life purpose, all that sort of crap. All right, first thing is, we need to find out how much fuel he uses in a week. Okay? We know that his fuel consumption is 13.4 litres per 100 kilometres. We also know that he drives 500 kilometres in the city. And I'll just put in the city because in the last question they gave us two different types, so it's important that you know which type you're dealing with. Once again, you will note that I'm underlining. Multicoloured pens, really handy because you can underline information and keep it separate if you need to. Like if there was city and country, you could do red and green or whatever. You don't have to do that, but I recommend that you underline the important information in any worded question because you're going to go, when we do our 4 steps, you write down the formula, you write down what you know, you need to be able to find what you know. Okay? Even in this one, we're writing down what we know. Okay? Then we're substituting in and solving. Okay? All right, so we want to work out his weekly fuel consumption. Well, they've told us how much he does per week. If they'd have only told us per day, like if they'd said he does an average of 80 kilometres per day, what would you have to do to get it to weekly? Times it by 7. So your 80 would be times by 70, which gives you the 560 that we've got. Okay? So if they did that as a daily one, you'd have to do that extra step of converting it to weekly. Cool? No, we don't have to in this one. So they've given us 13.4 litres per 100 kilometres. Where do we want to get to? We want to get to litres by 560. What do we do?
Times by 5.6.
Excellent. Times by 5.6. 75.04.
75.04.
04. Cool. 75.04. So we now have answered the question, how much fuel does he use per week? He uses 75.04 litres per week. Now we need to work out how much it costs him. So we know that the cost is an average, so they've given us an average because it changes every day, but this is the average over the week. We know it's 152.9 cents per litre. Notice how it looks like, I'll just put a line across there so you know it's separate. Notice how it looks like a rate again? We can do it the same way. We know that it costs 152.9 cents per litre. Now once again, as I said, you don't have to lay it out like this. You can just go and straight away go, well, I need to multiply it by 75.04. Cool? Does that make sense?
Yep.
If you're not sure what you're trying to do, if you're not sure what your aim is, write down what you want it to look like. You know you're going to want it as cents per, well actually you're going to want it as dollars, so I'll actually get it down here.
It doesn't ask that.
No, it doesn't, but as a general rule, if it asks you for a cost, try and give it the answer in dollars and cents rather than just cents. Cents make no sense if there's too many of them. So your answer is going to look like dollars per, and how many litres did you do? 75.04 litres. So that's where you're going to get to in the end. Does that make sense? We're going to get to 75.04 litres at the end, because that's how much he used in the week. So first question, how do we get to the 75.04? What do we times this by? I'm assuming you all yelled out 75.04 in your best silent voice?
Yep.
Okay, so we do the same to this. What do we get?
11,473.26.
11,473.62 cents per 75.04 litres. Well, honestly, 11,000 cents. Does that make any sense to you? No. Okay, so let's convert it to dollars. This is why we give the answer in dollars. How do we get to dollars from there?
That's the 2 decimal places.
Yeah, that's fine. 2 decimal places, that's fine. Okay, how do we get it to dollars? We're in cents at the moment. How do we get it to dollars?
Is it $15 and 73 cents? No.
Nope.
Wait.
How do we get it to dollars? How many cents are there in a dollar? So what do we do? Okay, if you times it by 100, that number's going to get bigger. Thank you. Divide it by 100. Now, normally whatever we do on the left, we do to the right. In this case, we don't. Can anyone tell me why?
Because it's already done.
Yeah, we're not actually changing it. All we're doing, it'd be like saying millilitres and litres. 1,000 millilitres is 1 litre. They're exactly the same. I haven't actually done anything. If I kept the unit the same and multiplied it, then I'd have to multiply the other one. But because I'm changing the unit from cents to dollars, the number itself isn't being multiplied by or divided by 100. Okay? I'm just changing the way I'm expressing it from cents to dollars. The number hasn't changed. That make sense? If you laid out 11,000 cents in front of you and then someone gave you $114.73, or 74 cents in this case, it'd be exactly the same. They're just expressed with different units. Cool? Okay, so you divide that by 100, and what do you get? 114.74. Okay, because the 0.6 will round up. Make sense? Because you would have had 114.746, 7362.
What is that?
Oh, it's a 7. It's just OneNote doing its thing again. You guys know what OneNote's like. It doesn't like me very much.
Oh, now just change it off.
Oh, Levi. Is everyone happy with that?
Yep.
She's using whitehead.
She is evil. So we've already... Actually, when you think about it, Levi is evil.
She's using the whitehead for one little... Like,
I will throw a text straight to you,
one
but I
little
don't know who
character.
it
Like,
is.
one little... Don't just make it
Yeah, it's because I was drawing something else. I got confused.
It's still recording.
I know.